All right, we're here with Jim Stomps, head football coach at Gulf Breeze High School, first year, new to the area as well. First of all, what's been your sense? We're here at Media Day today, a lot of great coaches programs. What's kind of your sense of football in this area?
Well, I've always known there was great talent here. Coaching in Jacksonville for so many years, we've always heard about the Panhandle and the guys that come out of Panhandle, the Emmett Smiths and all those guys. So there's great coaches here in schools, but the opportunity to come back this year and come home to Florida and be able to coach again and bring my son, which is his senior year, is very special. And the Gulf Breeze community has just been phenomenal. Open arms, welcoming, really supporting, and really being all in with what we're trying to do and what we're doing. So I couldn't ask for a better situation.
You've been a long time coach. I think you said 29 as a coach,
29
19 as a head coach.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little about you came through Jacksonville a lot as a high school coach, and then also Jacksonville University there under Kerwin Bell. What was that experience like in Jacksonville, and kind of you forming yourself as a head coach?
Well, Jacksonville is a great area. Again, a lot of talent, a lot of D1 college, a lot of great coaching. Bartram Trail, Mandarin, I could go on, and Bowles, I could go on and on and on. But the opportunity to learn and come up, I had some great mentors. My first one was Craig Howard. I started coaching with him at Mandarin, and really he was teaching me how to be a head coach, how to take young men and use the game of football so they could be successful, after the game. And then, of course, I got a chance to coach under Kerwin Bell at Jacksonville University in 2009. So two different styles of coaches, but such great leaders, and how they pour into their players and how they try to get the best out of them. And really something Craig taught me was depositing into those players. And like a bank, if you don't put money in the bank, there's nothing to draw out. So you want to deposit into the players not only the knowledge of football, but the fact that you love them and you want them to be successful.
Last few years coaching over at the Lafayette, Louisiana area, coming over this year. So when you come in and you kind of look at Gulf Breeze, the kind of community you have, the kind of football players you have, what's kind of been your assessment and what's possible here?
I think that it's an untapped resource right now and unlimited to what we can do as far as our potential with our players and also with the program. There's a lot of firsts that we still got that we can still cover and do. Not only, playoff win, have an opportunity to win state championship, and that's our ultimate goal, is to build for that. But the ultimate thing we talk about every week is being a family and playing for the guy next to you. And if you focus on your stats or your success and not the team success, you don't always reach what you need to. But if your focus is on the team success, then you elevate yourself as well, and it makes everybody around you better. So I tell the boys all the time, I love you and love your teammates, so that when we play, you're playing hard for them. I've also told our players, I don't believe in losses. It's either wins or learns. Losses are final. You can't go back and do that. But if we come up short, we can learn why we didn't win, and now get ready for the next week to be 1-0. That's got to be our mindset every week. And you can tell my voice is already on from practice. Yeah. But that's the thing I want us to do, is win or learn. That way, every week we come back with the same fire to still get that opportunity to be 1-0.
All right, Gulf Breeze got a package deal this year. Not just you, but your son, is that Brock,
and my wife,
quarterback, and your
she's teaching at the school.
Super, another win for Gulf Breeze. But let's talk about Brock a little bit. Senior this year as a quarterback. What's special about him? What does he bring to the table as a quarterback?
Being a coach's son, Brock is very cerebral. He studies film. He knows our system. He's ran it since he was in 6th grade. He's a field general. He'll get guys in the right spots. He adjusts protections. He'll adjust routes because he's ran it for so long. Probably last year or last couple of years, he's probably called about 10% of the game on the field with checks, or because we talk about things about what we want to run. If he sees it, he'll check us to it and get us in the right spot. So he's grown now. When he was a freshman, he was 5'7", 145. His senior year now, he's 6'3", 210. So he's filled into a 5A, quarterback. Now he gets a chance to go prove it against some of the best competition in the state of Florida.
I've talked to a number of coaches that coach their sons, which is it's awesome, but there's also challenges that come with that. So what's kind of your philosophy with how you approach coaching your son?
So you've got to, there's a fine line there, because you can be too tough sometimes, and you don't want to be too, let things go. I watch Craig coach his son. I've got a chance to do Brock for a long time, and it's kind of a learned way to do things. When we get in a car, I'm dad. And we'll talk about practice. What did you see? What did you do? But not the coaching side of it. In the office, before we go to practice, when we're talking about the game, I'm coach. So we'll do that and we'll correct and stuff. But it is an unbelievable gift to not only be able to be a fan of your son and watch him play, but also coach him and direct him for one more year, which I can't believe I'm saying because he's been with me all the time. He was my ball boy when he was a sixth grader. So now he's my varsity quarterback. So I'm excited.
A lot of really cool life experiences right there.
He's a good boy.
Memories, yeah.
Well, he's also not only is a good football player, he's a good leader. And on the field, he gets fiery now.
Yeah.
But off the field, he's very teammate oriented. He wants to make sure his teammates are involved. And he was one that I was very proud because even though we came in March for spring, we picked captains for this next season, and Brock was chosen as one of the 5 captains. So that says a lot about him, that his teammates chose him, and he's only been here a short time. And that makes me very proud as a dad. So, coach, I understand.
Yeah.
But as a dad, I was very proud.
Very cool. All right, well, offensively, not a lot of starters back from last year, but I think you said 3. So what do you see on that side? Who maybe some of the standouts, and what can we expect?
You know, starting with our offensive line is young. We got a couple seniors that are coming back. One started, one senior has stepped in and is going to play a role for us. But that group has to gel. And that group, Coach Tyler Alt is doing a fantastic job with them and working hard. Coach Shane Haplin has done a great job with them and really getting them together as a group, a team within a team. So, but our skill guys, Jake Hooten, who's up for a top receiver, I think he's a top receiver returning in yards and catches coming back this season. Denver Boyette, who played kind of a sparing role last year. We have DJ Spence, who's going to be a sophomore for us next year. And then we have a couple of guys, Sterling Reeder and Troy Matlock and Dylan Bernardo, who will rotate in. But really, Jake is that guy coming back that has to be that number 1 receiver. At running back, we've got 2 sophomores that are going to be playing for us that are going to be interchangeable. So they're hard runners and they're good blockers. So protection-wise is important. And then, of course, Brock in the middle. This will be his 4th year starting, and he's played, he started over 33 games in his first 3 years. So he's got experience. But we had to gel those guys with Brock and with some of the things we're doing, and they've done a great job this season with 7-on-7s and what we're doing in practice.
How about on the defensive side? I think you said 4 starters back there. Where are your strengths there, and who are the leaders?
Defensively, we have some really good, talented, hard-working, motivated kids. Our 2 defensive ends, Cade Rollins and Anthony Lee, those 2 guys, Anthony's a senior, Cade's a junior, their work ethic is untouched. They come off that edge, they're strong, they're fearless when they're going against linemen, and they give a good pass rush. Noah Perez is one of our leading linebackers. He's a kid that just has such a nose for the ball. He's not as big as some of the linebackers on other teams, but this kid will get to the football, and when he gets there, he shows up to separate the ball from the running back. We have some senior DBs in the back, Eli Wardwell and Corey Graves. Those guys are doing a great job of in the secondary just trying to make sure that we take away or at least slow down somebody's number 1, number 2, number 3 receiver, which they have a lot of the guys that we play. So I'm excited about this group. But Noah, Cade, Anthony, those guys really make our defense run. Coach Rollins, Kevin Rollins, is my defense coordinator and my assistant head coach. I could not be more blessed to have a man of character and a man with the knowledge. He's got over 25 years of coaching and fire. This guy brings energy to practice every day, and the defense feeds off of it. I've told our guys, defense, I want energy. Offense, I want execution. So they know what we need to do every Friday night when we get ready to play. But in the end, it's one team. It's not offense and defense. It's the Dolphins.
I've known Coach Rollins for many years. Great guy, great coach as well. So.
And he's coaching his son,
Yes.
Cade. So that's another thing for him to get to do. But my respect for Coach Rollins and what he brings and what he helps me with as a head coach is just unmatched.
So many great coaches. I covered sports for many years, and he has so many great coaches in this area, so many great programs. What's your sense of kind of the competition, district-wise, and then what you're looking at overall?
Well, of course, in our district, we got Niceville. You know, so they're right now they're in my mind they're gonna be one of the top teams. We got Milton and we got Mosley. So us four are in that district together, and we got to go to Niceville for their homecoming. So we'll get to that down the road. But excuse me, we got Navarre, which is the Battle of the Bridge, the beach. You know, they've done that for years. We've got Tate, we've got Pace, we've got West Florida Tech, we've got Pensacola High. We're opening up with South Walton on the 24th, which is Saturday, which will be our senior night. So we don't have any breaks in there. You know, every week we have to be on our best because the talent-wise, the D1 caliber players that are on the other side, we have to be prepared for that each week. Now, we're going to line up and we're going to play hard every week, and then we're going to live with the scoreboard. But our guy, I have a very scrappy bunch, and I mean we're going to fight from the first whistle, from the first horn to the last. But the coaching-wise, well, there's some great talent, Coach Bennett, and on and on and on with this group. Every week I've got to be on my A game. You know, coaching against these guys, I have to elevate my game because there's some great years of experience and success that we're going to see every Friday night.
Well, Coach, welcome to the area and good luck this year.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hey, fins up.
There you go.